Hi everyone and welcome back to the Virtual Pub Quiz channel. My name is Jay for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the host of everything that you find on the Virtual Pub Quiz channel, from the live quizzes on Thursday and Saturday night through to all of the specialist quizzes including this one. And today is a bit different for the sports quiz. It's one of the longest specialist quizzes I've done. Maximum I've done so far for specialist quizzes has been 20 questions, but with it being sport and a lot of you asking for sport rounds, I've put a 30 question quiz together for you. So it will run a little bit longer, but the great thing is with it being pre-recorded, you can pause it at any time, you can stop, take a breather, whatever you need to do, and we'll give you a warning, or I'll give you a warning just before the end of, after the end of the questions, so you can pause it and you can take your time to go through your answers before I give you the answers. So should we get into this? If you are, I've lost it. There we go. Get all the questions up on the screen. So I've got 5 questions football, 5 questions Formula 1, 5 questions on cricket, 5 questions on rugby union, and then a mixed bag of general knowledge to finish off. So yeah, let's get into it. If you are new around here, please do subscribe. We put these specialist quizzes up during the week, and you'll get a notification for when the live quizzes go on Thursday and Saturday nights. So let's get into it then. 30 questions, starting with round 1, football, number 1. According to the Deloitte Football Money League, who is the world's richest football club? So according to the Deloitte Football Money League, who is the world's richest football club? Remember, you can pause these at any point if you need more time. Number 2, who was the first British club to win a European trophy? So who was the first British club to win a European trophy? Number 3, who is the Republic of Ireland's leading all-time goal scorer? So who is the Republic of Ireland's leading all-time goal scorer? Now, some points up for grabs here on number 4. How many teams have played in every season of the Premier League since its inception? And can you name them? So a point if you get the amount right, and then a point each for each of the teams that have featured in every season of the Premier League since its inception. And then your final football question, who is the oldest England player to feature in a World Cup finals match? So who is the oldest England player to feature in a World Cup finals match? Okay, so we move on to Formula 1, 5 questions on Formula 1, all part of round 1. Number 6, which country plays host to the Red Bull Ring? Which country plays host to the Red Bull Ring? Number 7, which current Formula 1 constructor started life as Jordan back in 1991? So which current Formula 1 constructor started life as Jordan back in 1991? Number 8, 3 points available on this. Name the top 3 teams in terms of driver championship winners. So name the top 3 teams in terms of driver championship winners. Number 9, name the driver from the list of teams he raced for. So we've got Williams, Benetton, Renault, BAR, Honda, Braun, and McLaren. So name the driver from this list of teams that he has raced for. Williams, Benetton, Renault, BAR, Honda, Braun and McLaren. So don't forget, with it being recorded, you can pause, rewind, do whatever you need to do if you miss any of the questions. It's your final Formula 1 question and your final one for round 1. Who achieved Williams' first win for 8 years at the Spanish Grand Prix in 2014? His only win in Formula 1. It might be 2012. Double check that. And with these pre-recorded ones as well, I don't take any breathers. Let me just double check me facts on that. It was 2012. So yeah, so who achieved Williams' first win in 2012 for 8 years at the Spanish Grand Prix, his only Formula 1 win. Okay, so we move on then to cricket and rugby union. We start with cricket and question number 1. So who is currently ranked as the number 1 test side in the world? So who is currently ranked as the number 1 test side in the world? Number 2, Manchester Superchargers and London Spirit. Manchester Superchargers and London Spirit will take part next year in which new format? So there's lots of teams taking part, but the Manchester Superchargers and London Spirit will take part next year in which new format? Number 3. So when he was part of cricket, what role did Dickie Bird used to have? So what job did Dickie Bird used to have in cricket? Number 4. What is England's current? Who is England's current Test captain? So who is England's current Test captain? And finally, number 5, the Chennai Super Kings are a team in which tournament? So the Chennai Super Kings are a team in which tournament? So that's your cricket section. Let's move on to rugby union. Number 6, the Bledisloe Cup is awarded to the winner of the match between which 2 teams? So the Bledisloe Cup is awarded to the winner of the match between which 2 teams? Sticking with trophies, number 7. Who is the current holder of the Webb Ellis Trophy? So who is the current holder of the Webb Ellis Trophy? Question 8, listen carefully to this one. In the 6 nations, who has won the most wooden spoons? If you can say winning wooden spoons, but so in the 6 nations, who has won the most wooden spoons? So who's finished bottom the most times? Number 9, who is ranked number 1 in the women's game of rugby union? Is it New Zealand, England or Canada? So who is ranked number 1 in the women's game? New Zealand, England or Canada? And finally, number 10, who is England's record highest try scorer? Back in the men's game, so who is England's record highest try scorer? So that is round 2 for you. Finish off then with general knowledge. Random questions about sport, and we start with number 1. Who is the most successful Olympian of all time? That includes all nations, not just talking about the United Kingdom. Who is the most successful Olympian of all time? Number 2, who has won the Tour de France the most? Bradley Wiggins or Chris Froome? So who has won the Tour de France the most times? Bradley Wiggins or Chris Froome? Number 3, which rugby league side play their matches at the Totally Wicked Stadium? So which rugby league side play their matches at the Totally Wicked Stadium? Number 4, in ladies tennis, who holds the all-time record for Grand Slam titles? So in ladies tennis, who holds the all-time record for Grand Slam titles? Number 5, AP McCoy finally won the Grand National on which horse? So number 5, AP McCoy finally won the Grand National on which horse? Number 6, who is the most successful baseball side of all time? Who is the most successful baseball side of all time? Number 7, Oklahoma Thunder, Miami Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies all play which sport? So Oklahoma Thunder, Miami Heat and Memphis Grizzlies all play which sport? Number 8, which motor race is competed on an island course with a distance of 37.73 miles? So which motor race is competed on an island course with a distance of 37.73 miles? Excuse me. Number 9, which golf course has an island green on a par 3 used in major championships? So which golf course has an island green with a par 3 that's used in major championships? And finally, number 10, who beat Holland in the Women's Olympic hockey final in 2016 to claim their first ever gold medal in the sport? Olympic gold medal in the sport. So who beat Holland in the Women's Olympic hockey final in 2016 to claim their first ever Olympic gold medal in the sport? Okay. So that tonight is your, well, that is your 30 question sports quiz. So you've got all the time in the world if you pause the video now. And welcome back. So hopefully you've managed to pause it for long enough and you've had a look at your answers, or if you're competing with everyone, you know, competing in teams, etc. They've all given you a chance to get your answers together. So let's go through them. We have 30 questions. Few points available on some of these. Let's start with number 1. So according to the Deloitte Football Money League, who is the world's richest football club? It is Barcelona. That's according to the Deloitte Football Money League. Number 2, who was the first British club to win a European trophy? Well, the year was 1963. It was the Cup Winners' Cup, and it was Tottenham Hotspur. Number 3, who is the Republic of Ireland's leading all-time goal scorer? It is Robbie Keane. Okay, so number 4, how many teams have played in every season of the Premier League since its inception? So there have been 6 teams have played in the Premier League every season since its inception. So there's a point for that, and then you can have an extra point if you named them. So you've got Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Everton. That's your 6 teams who have played in every season of the Premier League since its inception. Number 5, who is the oldest England player to feature in a World Cup finals match? It was Peter Shilton. So we moved on to Formula 1. Number 6, which country plays host to the Red Bull Ring? It's Austria. Number 7, which current Formula 1 constructor started life as Jordan back in 1991? Now, some of you may have put Force India. Unfortunately, it's not. They're known as Racing Point now, after the administration kerfuffle a year or so ago. So the answer is Racing Point. Number 8, and there were 3 points available for this. Name the top 3 teams in terms of Drivers' Championship winners. So the top team is Ferrari. They've had 15 Drivers' Championships. The second team is McLaren. They've had 12. And the third team is Mercedes. They've had 8 winners. Number 9, name the driver from the list of teams he raced for. Williams, Benetton, Renault, BAR, Honda. Brawn was probably the big clue, and McLaren it was, of course, the former world champion Jenson Button. Number 10, who achieved Williams' first win for 8 years in 2012 at the Spanish Grand Prix, his only win in F1. His actual name is Pastor Maldonado. It was a crazy day that, 90 minutes after they celebrated the garage caught fire, which a few people were injured. Thankfully no one was seriously injured. We moved on to round 2 with cricket and rugby union. So we started with cricket. Number 1, who is currently ranked as the number 1 test side in the world. It's only by a point, but it's Australia. Number 2, Manchester Superchargers and London Spirit will take part next year. In which new format? Obviously delayed from this year. It is the 100. Quite intrigued to see how that's going to work, to be honest. When Dickie Bird was part of cricket. Number 3, when Dickie Bird was part of cricket, what role did he used to play? It was umpire. So he was always out on the field as the umpire. Number 4, who is England's current Test captain? It is Joe Root. And number 5, Chennai Super Kings are a team in which tournament? It is the Indian Premier League. We moved on to rugby union, and number 6, the Bledisloe Cup is awarded to the winner of the match between which 2 teams? It's Australia and New Zealand. Now you need both of those for the point, because they're the only 2 teams that compete in that. So the Bledisloe Cup awarded to the winner between Australia and New Zealand. Number 7, who is the current holder of the Webb Ellis Trophy? Well, it's South Africa, because it's the Rugby World Cup trophy. Number 8, now I emphasised on one of the words, in the 6 nations, who has won the most wooden spoons, or who's finished last most times? It is Italy. A little fact for you, overall, if you include 4, 5 and 6 nations altogether, the holder of the most wooden spoons is actually Ireland. But for this one we just wanted to know the 6 nations. Number 9, who is ranked number 1 in the women's game? Was it New Zealand, England or Canada? It's currently New Zealand, and England are in second and very, very close behind. Number 10, who is England's record highest try scorer? It is Rory Underwood. And then we moved on to general knowledge, so 10 random questions. We started with this. Number 1, who is the most successful Olympian of all time? And by a long way as well, it's Michael Phelps. Number 2, who has won the most Tour de France? Bradley Wiggins or Chris Froome? It is Chris Froome. Number 3, which rugby league side play their matches at the Totally Wicked Stadium? It is St Helens. Number 4, in ladies tennis, and again I emphasised who holds the all-time record for the Grand Slam titles. It was Margaret Court. She has 24. Hot on her heels at the moment, Serena Williams with 23. Number 5, AP McCoy finally won the Grand National on which horse? It was Don't Push It back in 2010. Number 6, who is the most successful baseball side of all time? It is the New York Yankees. Number 7, Oklahoma Thunder, Miami Heat and Memphis Grizzlies all play which sport? It is basketball. Number 8, which motor race is completed on an island course with a distance of 37.73 miles? It's the TT racing on the Isle of Man. Number 9, which golf course has an island green on a par 3 used in major championships? It is TPC Sawgrass. It's one of my favourite courses on Tiger Woods Golf. And finally, number 10, who beat Holland in the Women's Olympic Hockey Final in 2016 to claim their first ever gold medal? It was England. So that is your bumper additional sports quiz round, your 30 questions. A little bit longer than the normal specialist quizzes, but with it being around sport and a lot of people wanting to play the sports quiz, I thought I'll make it just a little bit longer. So don't forget, we do this most days during the week with specialist quizzes of all sorts of different categories coming up. We do a kids quiz every Monday at 10:30 that arrives on the channel. Specialist quizzes Tuesday, Wednesday and Sunday, and the big live quizzes on Thursday night and on Saturday night as well. Thank you as always for your support. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for taking part. If you do want to let us know how you got on, you can either leave a comment below. Look us up on all the social media links that have been going along the bottom of the screen: Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And if you do want to keep in touch and be notified, even that's the word, when new quizzes do arrive on the channel, so that you'll never miss out on any when they arrive, just hit the subscribe button, which is going to be that side down there, and add the notification, and you'll be told when you'll get a nice little notification whenever any of our quizzes arrive. As always, thanks very much. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.